What's the agenda?
Those that experience a close encounter of the third kind often describe the ETs in vivid, graphic detail.
And it's
kind of weird, but still gonna still play it.
this being with these giant eyes, and he has grayish, blackish skin, probably 7 feet tall, very lean, and I'm terrified at this point, but I can't even scream.
What Geraldine encountered is known in ufology as a gray.
The tall grays get a bad reputation for being controlling or manipulating. They have an agenda that's malevolent.
But that's just one of many species that haunt witnesses' third kind encounters.
The mantis beings are also feeding off of you. Some people are terrified, have terrifying experiences with them.
They look like a cross between a human, a salamander, and a praying mantis.
He has these massive forearms, right? Like, I was horrified.
When somebody has a reptilian experience, they're afraid and they feel all the control has been taken away from them.
Those that actually report they've seen the extraterrestrials or interacted with them are very careful about talking about it.
My earliest experiences with aliens or UFOs, I kind of kept it to myself. There's real fear there for people that are in special career fields, and really anybody. You know, when you start talking about this stuff, there's no going back.
But with the government now validating the existence of UFOs, Bruce.
That's funny, they're validating it, yeah, because for the last how many years have they been targeting anyone and everyone who's said anything about UFOs, making them seem crazy and whatnot? Now they literally have these aircraft hovering above America constantly for a long time. And there's this fog in the sky, like, that's been going on for a while now. Years, I mean. And you can't see what they're really doing up there. And it's like, they're playing us here. I don't understand why people just think, oh yeah, they're coming out like aliens and some, like, they don't know what's going on, or we're scared of aliens. They're not scared of them, it's fear-mongering. Like, if you know what I mean, if you're worried about the world ending, like, and you're religious, you don't have to be, because the devil, unless it's the devil coming, right? Which is another fucking conspiracy theory, but I'm saying they're releasing all this shit, so let's get to the bottom line. The bottom line is devil takes over the world, and the world comes, and all that bullshit. It's the devil. It's got nothing to do with aliens. It's angels and demons. Angels versus demons, you know, heaven versus hell. Alright, yes, they've got creatures in between there and that, whatnot, especially all the scientific fucking programs we're doing, or actually the ones that we didn't experiment on, the Palmyra wolves. They're actually real, like, those creatures are real, and they don't make sense, like, scientifically. You don't have a clue, so, but that's because of the way we've been brought up, we've been preached, you know, we've been told there's no such thing as aliens, not to believe in them, you know, and also at the same time we've used that no aliens BS to use it to say, oh, there's no such thing as demons either, you know, and it's working. Well, it has worked for a long time. For years, no one was, since the millennium, that's it, I should remember it, because I'm one of the few who does, it's true. Yes, since the fucking millennium, you know, 2000, where everything, the world was gonna end and everything, you know, all lights and everything go out. People have forgotten, but still, yeah. You guys know what I'm saying. Right now, I've lost track as well.
Is finally ready to tell his story on camera for the first time.
When I was 6 years old, I went to bed in the downstairs bedroom in our house in Seattle, and in the middle of the night, my cat jumped off the bed, which woke me up.
Bruce's cat approached the window, which immediately filled with a bright light.
There were strange lights coming from weird directions. But I felt very sedated, like I couldn't.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, yeah, but I remember now, yeah, so in the millennium, you know, the way and count down for the end of the world, yeah, it never happened, blah, 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 but since from then up until 2000, I'd say, or just before, actually even before 2000, around 2000-ish, not totally 2000, what was I saying, Yeah, 2020, because it's 2025 now, so yeah, that makes sense. Now I'm getting sidetracked, but still I'm saying is we were never said, we made it a mission to hide God and the devil and try not to take about it, brush it under the rug as much as we can, like they say, in the comment lines at first, no one will speak of the devil, and then all of a sudden, he will be everywhere and anywhere. That kind of makes sense, it kind of adds up. I might be getting my references wrong, because this is just, I was just asked to make this clip just to say what I think, and like, I'm not even relevant, so you get me, I'm just giving an opinion, like, you could just call me whatever, like, I don't give a shit, I'm just saying, it could be, because you're they're admitting about the aliens now, how do you know the government have not been self-manufacturing these UFOs and fucking all this bullshit, found something from outer space and then use it to create a whole bullshit of bullshit shit. Because if you think about it, the spaceships are here and they're saying, oh, they're hovering mainly around military sites here. So it looks like any military agency, USA said that, oh, they do that before they're about to attack or whatnot. Yeah. So, but the thing is like, if they've been avoiding us because we're worthless to them for centuries, as you guys say, because they're more smart and advanced than us, which is bullshit. If you go to by religion, then that's not true, because we have free will. No other species in history ever will ever or can ever have free will, not even the angels. That's a fact. So when you guys say, oh, he rebelled, no, he didn't, because he wasn't an angel. He wasn't a fallen angel. He was a demon that was one of the most pious of demons, according to some religions, and he used to be God's number one worshipper until God asked him to worship the humans, us, Adam, our creator. Well, not our creator, but our father of clay. Our father made him to bring us to all about blah blah blah. So I'm blabbering on anyway. Enjoy.
Fully articulate what I wanted to say or my thought process. It's like you're drugged or sedated.
Then he saw it.
I saw what I would classify now as kind of like a tall alien. He had like an upside down teardrop shaped head. So it was rather frightening. I thought he was a monster.
Stunned, he ran out of his room. But when he tried to explain what he'd seen, he couldn't find the words. Literally.
You know what? It's a fun fact, yeah. Why are we only firing the weapons that don't work? I'm not saying from the clip you've just seen here. I'm just saying in general. Anytime there's a threat like this, and they're like, "Oh shit, we can't shoot it down. What do we do? What do we do? We can't shoot it down." And then it just disappears from the media, doesn't it? From the world, it just goes like that. It never even happened. And they keep doing it and keep doing it, and always fear mongering. Yeah. It's like, all right, this seems a bit more like forced and everything, like more of a force going behind it, because it's all these like groups dividing and conquering and fucking causing chaos or whatnot, and then now they're gonna go crazy with UFO conspiracy theories. Yeah, in the end, ultimately, we're gonna be told, oh, if you want to be saved from the aliens, you gotta give us, you gotta have no fucking rights or some bullshit like that. Like that's not actually a stupid idea, bro. Like the world, these fucking world governments are for fucking 1%. You guys know one about. They've been doing this stuff for years. Like World War I, World War II, World War III. Like it's all their plan, but they don't realize World War III is fucked, especially with the hypersonic fucking missiles. That's a game changer. Like people like don't understand the stuff they've done to those fucking missiles. They're not normal hypersonic missiles. Like you don't understand that, people. I only know this because someone said something about it, but again, like, I'm only posting this for your boy, so, like, I've never done this before with, like, I don't know what a channel is, YouTube, so, it feels weird, though. Why am I talking into a fucking screen out aloud? It's just like, Yeah, I'm just putting an argument across anyway. This all could be a plan and setup. You guys have a look for yourselves. I'm just fueling, well, just reading the room.
But is there more to the UFO phenomenon that President Roosevelt keeps secret? December 13th, 1944. Commander of Allied forces in Europe, Dwight Eisenhower, nearly a decade before he's elected president, issues a press release acknowledging that unidentified objects are interacting with Allied planes called Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters is the name given to strange balls of light that were seen by pilots during the Second World War. Now, if you actually drill down into some of the detailed reports, you see very clearly that some pilots were talking about structured craft. There were sightings from US and UK pilots. So, of course, the thinking was at first this was some sort of Axis secret weapon.
You're right, that's funny. I paused it on here because it looks like the UK and America and EU are like going Nazi, right? It's true, they are. Like, everyone's supporting Nazi Ukraine, you know, like, and blaming Russia. But what were Ukraine doing? What were those Nazi marches were enough to convince 4 regions to join Russia and live in peace, and they have been doing, whether the MSM admits it or not. So, like, obviously they're gonna try and hide it. They've always said, "Oh, Russia looks war-torn, this and that." Go look at Russia. It's fucking sick. Quiet, barely any cars on the road, like barely, you know, lots of people, everyone chilling, having fun, no rubbish, you know, or barely any rubbish. Yeah, it looks so calm. Nothing like any of these other EU cities are. You know, like, and they're not doing all these fake strikes that we've been hearing about. It's funny, if you look at the MSN, they're saying, "Oh, they've invaded Polish and whatnot airspace and other NATO countries' airspace," yeah. But then if you look at other fucking media channels that use a fucking VPN and see the truth, like, makes no sense. They say one thing is happening when the truth is it isn't. Same with when they wanna ramp you up about protests. Like, remember those French fucking protests where everyone, and the British ones there, where everyone was just sat there quietly, pleased with their peaceful protest and everything. But we fear-mongered it, didn't we? You know, like, and then because of that, it was in America, it was used to change some rules about your legal rights, and that's a fact. I don't know exactly what it was, but I remember, and something similar happened in the UK, but it was completely different. But it was kind of like the UK was already prepared for it. Like, obviously they were, but you know what I mean? The US, they actually put that law in place, took away more of your people's rights. You know, that's what they keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. And then you got Trump saying, "Oh, even," you know what I mean? Just anyone who's not saying it, but basically his actions are saying anyone who's not white American, fuck off. We're getting rid of you, and that's what they're doing. Like, look how many people are going to die and suffer from this loss. You know, like, look how many citizens who have been working here for decades will now have to be sent away from the US just because of the color of their fucking skin. Like, you can pretend all you want, but the truth is out there, isn't it? Come on, conspiracy time, let's go Hitler. You're the one who's supporting Nazi Ukraine, so don't blame me about saying let's go Hitler when you're fucking supporting Ukraine. And Ukrainians are Jews, that's the worst part. They're becoming the Nazis who actually killed the innocent Jews, you know? And now we're worshipping people who are Nazis. It makes no sense. You know, the Jewish people should be in uproar about this. But they're not. They're happy. You know, well, or I'm not allowed to say it's anti-Semitic, but it's true. If they're allowed to be racist to everyone else in the world, like, why can't we at least be told the truth, you know? They are committing genocide, you know? And no one's stopping them, like, and they love what's happening with Russia, because they're not at one point, Russia's not going to bend down to them, so they're not at one point, they're going to have to fight Russia and China together, like, and BRICS, like, seriously, you guys are pushing them to the point where all this bullshit is going to make you distract yourselves, and then the Russia, China just going to come and blow you guys, bro. A few hypersonic missiles, bro. 2 missiles would take to knock down Israel's Iron fucking Dome. Like, if I was Putin, I would do it, you know, just like launch one at them, Maybe not blow the whole thing up, but teach them a fucking lesson. Like, stop attacking the innocent fucking who can't fight. At least Ukraine have people, weapons, militias, and all that fucking fighting for them, and got NATO backing them as well. Yeah, Palestine got no one, nothing, no shoes, barely any fucking food to eat, and now they've been stripped down to one piece of land, one piece of fucking land, and that's it. Yeah, no clean water, no clean food. You know, Israel stopping the fucking food and water, and now Israel has prepared its biggest ground invasion of Palestine, and it's happening, and there'll be nothing left of Gaza. Like was it worth it killing Gaza and like destroying the whole land and rebuilding? They'll say yeah, just because they wanted to get rid of them, the Muslims, you know, the Palestinians. But so that's fucked up. Like, but you guys are funny. Like, one rule for the Jews and another rule for everyone else. If you're Jewish, you can say what you want, but you're not allowed to be anti-Semitic, which has got nothing to do with being Jewish. Anti-Semitic is a political fucking tool that is used and designed by the Zionists. Conspiracy theory, let's go.
Maybe the Nazis or the Japanese had developed something.
Some of these lights would get close enough that they actually seemed to cause engine malfunctions and disturbances until they would move away and often just shoot up into the sky. So the question is, what were these things? To this day, there's not a really clear explanation as to what they were.
With the first sightings of the Foo Fighters, the British, the Americans, they all thought it would be enemy technology. And that scared them because they couldn't outmaneuver these, nor did they have any defense and couldn't shoot them down.